Hi, everybody. Hola from Punta Mita. Here we are, Friday, the 19th of June. Ready for another check-in here today in our series of checking in with Carl Emberson. I'm here, as always, on the dot, right on time, and ready to check in with our special guests that they come from all walks of life, be it a surfer, be it a designer, entrepreneur, chefs, golfers, you name it. We've had a lot of them. And today we have somebody very special. Her name is Skyler. Skyler, that's right, everybody. That's the name. Here she is, Skyler.
Oh,
Hi.
hi, how are you?
Good. Skyler, looking great, and looking forward to having a chat with you. And have you been well?
Everything's good. I mean, I've been in quarantine here for I think about 3 months now. I would imagine you as well. So just kind of taking it day by day, but doing what I can, to stay productive and stay working during this time. How are
Right.
you?
Great, Skyler. Let me tell the people watching and about to watch and who will listen to us on our podcast and Facebook and everywhere. Skyler is an entrepreneur, a designer, a surfer, a wonderful human being, and somebody who actually lives around here. She's a Punta Mita pioneer. She's only young. I think she's 20 odd. So it's great to have you with us. And how's everything going? How's your business going at the moment?
Everything's really good. Again, just to fill everyone in, I grew up here in Punta Mita since I was 12 years old. And so I would say that really everything that I'm doing now and everything that Skyler Swimwear is really is Punta Mita has been a source of inspiration for everything and beginning this entire project. But things have been really good. We actually launched the second season the 22nd of May during this whole quarantine. And, it was a little nerve-wracking at first because we figured, well, maybe this isn't the time, et cetera, et cetera. But, a lot of girls are here in quarantine and here in Punta Mita. And I figured, why not just get it out there? And I think during this time, it's also interesting because it's a time where we kind of really have to just blossom where the seed is planted. Life is continuing and we just have to kind of be resilient and use this time to the best of our ability to keep moving forward. And I think the biggest thing too is for artists and creative people, it's important to really, stay inspired during this time. And it can be the greatest gift in all honesty, if you can use this time to really just channel your influences and stay positive. And so, yeah, we decided to launch during this time. And so far the launch has done really well. And there's a lot of really happy girls here at the beach. And so, yeah, that's kind of what we're doing. We're continuing the process with all that's going on.
Okay. Wonderful. I've got some photos here, and yeah, I've seen you've been very active. The good thing here about on the peninsula, while perhaps the beaches at large are closed, there people can be on their pools and sort of around on the beaches. Some hidden beaches here and there around Punta Mita on the peninsula, which makes it all the more attractive at times like this. So that's amazing. And what about any surfing? Skylar, how's your surf at the moment? I haven't seen you catching many waves.
To be honest with you, I've been very focused on Skyler Swimmer, so I haven't been too much active like when it comes to surfing. But I think right now there is a lot of beaches within the gates where you can kind of sneak to certain surf spots. But yeah, the waves are good. It's super beautiful. I think it's very interesting during this time as well because, as you would probably agree, it's like because the whole world has had to stop, a lot of things in nature are kind of coming out and becoming more vibrant than they maybe were before. So I would just say that the waves are beautiful, the climate is perfect, and I think it kind of has this deserted island feel in a way, which is very special, and it feels, and the energy from Punta Mita is so strong. So I just feel like it's 10 times more stronger than it was before, which is really cool to see.
Yeah, it's fantastic. You're dead right there about the special vibe and that how nature is somewhat blossoming at the moment. I live here as well, and you see lots of the birds and the animals, some foxes and some boars, and you name it, they're out.
I was driving the other day and I saw all in one night. I saw an armadillo, I saw a fox, I saw like a wild pig. It was just crazy. It's more than it ever was, which is great to see. It just means that nature's really thriving here, as it always is, but even more so now.
Yeah, I think you're dead right. And we've been privileged with the great weather to hang out here in Punta Mita. It's been blessed. Tell us a little bit, Scott, a little bit more. What are the characteristics of your swimwear? How would you design or describe the pieces?
So basically, the whole concept of Skyler Swimwear was to create a collection of essentials. And what I really wanted to do was create a collection that really just has high-end quality fits. And I wanted to start with a very minimal run of different kinds of styles and cuts. So it starts with 5. We launched, the original collection launched this past 2018. And we started with 3 colors to begin. So we had black, white, and cherry red, which I felt were colors that were kind of, the red was the color of the season at the time, and the black and white are just always good essentials to have. And each suit is numbered 1 through 5. So basically, that concept kind of continues, but with season 2, which we just launched, it's high-end quality essentials, black and white, and we added 2 additional colors, which really took a long time to develop because they're very much inspired by nature. And like I mentioned earlier, everything that Skyler Swimwear is because of Punta Mita. It was kind of the backdrop and the source of all inspiration for starting my own collection. And I grew up in the ocean, of course, at the beach club and surfing at the St. Regis and all these beautiful locations. And so for me, the tagline of Skyler Swimwear is, it's a collection of style and influence from both the tropical and concrete jungle. I grew up the majority of my life now here in Punta Mita, but I also, was born in Los Angeles. So I wanted to create a piece of, clothing that allows you to kind of have that confidence to be in whatever setting you really, you find yourself in. And so with this particular collection, we added a couple more pieces and I added some new colors, but the concept stays the same. And really the range of clientele is either super young or older as well. So we had a couple pop-ups, and I'm sure you remember this, Carl. We had a pop-up around this time last year.
Yeah.
And, there was people that were 14, women that were 60 years old, and it was kind of just everyone was buying that common, it was basically Skyler Swimwear is a great a uniform to be able to wear in Punta Mita, because not only is it comfortable and it kind of really goes with whatever your style is, but it's just that timeless kind of quality piece that you can really just wear and feel good in. And like I said, Punta Mita was the main inspiration. So for me to be able to design something that fits perfectly to that lifestyle, that's kind of what Skyler Swimwear is.
Fantastic. It is great. And I often ask that question as well, Skyler. Is it what, the ages and all that? Is it for all ages, or is it more targeted to your age group and the 20 to 30 age group? So that's good to know that people, more elderly people can also wear it with ease.
And the concept, is to have pieces that are very timeless and very versatile as well. With the second collection, not only do we add pieces that are very versatile that you can wear many different ways, but even down to the colors that I picked for this season. Each color took so long to develop because we do them from scratch. So instead of going through a book and saying, all right, I want this color and this color, we go through this long process of picking color codes and mixing and doing these whole lab dips. And for me, the names of the 2 colors for this season are cacao and palma. And of course that directs, translates to like palm tree, cacao, which is chocolate basically. And I was very inspired by the colors really of Punta Mita. So I actually have a couple pieces here with me that I can show. This is the green, which is the cacao, or I'm sorry, this is the palma. Right. And basically, this color is a mix that we created from scratch, but is really just inspired by the palm trees, the lush jungle that surrounds Punta Mita. And so that's kind of just one of the pieces that we wanted to do, as well as this cacao, which is a darker kind of brown, which also are colors you don't usually see, like of swimwear. Right. But again, I'm very much inspired by nature.
Like very, very, very natural colors they look like, Skyler.
Exactly. And the goal was to kind of, create these from scratch and find colors that would go really well on any kind of skin tone. And then also, you can kind of wear with a lot of different pieces. So that was basically the concept, to kind of channel the influence of Punta Mita and put that into a project where you have these.
Well, talking about Punta Mita, which we obviously have in common, I think you'll see now in July, as everything reopens here, I'm sure we have the chance to, and we'll have a lot of Mexican visitors here in this month of July. So perhaps we should do at the new surf club. Have you seen that? Have you seen photos of that?
I would love to hear more about this. I was kind of seeing things on Instagram, but I wasn't sure if it was happening. I mean, how exciting. Can you tell me more about this? I think it's great.
Yeah, that's amazing, Skyler. That's going to open on the 1st of July, as long as the authorities give us the green light that the beaches
Right.
can open. But yeah, it's looking really great. It's got a, yeah, I
Oh,
got
that's
some
incredible.
images, here that I just took yesterday. And in fact, after this chat with you, I'm going to go down there and see how it all is coming along. But it's a
Amazing.
beautiful space. It's a very, feet in the sand, barefoot
Right.
luxury. I'd say it's bohemian chic, a bit of Tulum meets Punta Mita in the middle there with the Pacific Ocean, and right on the beach. You know the waves there, and it's beautiful.
Exactly is this inside of Punta Mita? Around which surf break or where
It's
exactly?
right on La Lancha Beach.
Oh,
La
incredible.
Lancha.
Beautiful. I
So
love it.
you drive in within Punta Mita, you go under the tunnel, and you
Okay.
drive all the way down to the surf club, we've called it, at La
Amazing.
Lancha, and it's right on the beach, and you can just walk out there
The
and,
break.
and catch a wave. And we're going to do very simple, coastal Mexican cuisine. And yeah, it should be great. We're just going to open it on the 1st of July, as I said. And so hopefully we'll see you there. We can do some photo shoots, or maybe do
Sure.
a little pop up there or something.
That would be amazing. I think, there's one thing about Skyler Swimmers, I think, in creating this whole concept, it's for a very kind of luxury, high-end lifestyle, but also a very rustic and more kind of down-to-earth feeling. And I think that's something that's very special about Punta Mita. You have kind of the best of both worlds in the sense of super high-end luxury, these beautiful villas, and you can, take a boat out for the day and experience the beautiful beach clubs, but you can also really find so many secluded beaches and kind of, kind of delve into two lifestyles, which is, yeah, more luxury, but also very connected with nature and in the jungle, and you can surf and all these different things. And I think, yeah, for Skyler Swimwear, it's like that's kind of the concept, these blank pieces for you not only to channel your own style, your own influence, but to be able to kind of play in two different kinds of worlds. And of course, yeah, a lot of the clientele is surfers. A lot of girls love these pieces to surf in because, of course, for me to design a swimsuit, it would have to work in the water, it would have to be functional. And I think, yeah, we could do an incredible little pop-up where girls can maybe come in and see the collection in person. And I think we had an amazing pop-up around this time last year, and it was so cool because not only do you get to try on the pieces and see how the fit is and the cut and everything, but you really get to experience the brand and through the eyes of Punta Mita, which is really, like I said, kind of
Yeah, you're going back. You're going to, you're doing it where it was all inspired and all of that. So tell me, Skylar, how can people purchase it online? Is it something that you're selling over online at all? I know you have some in some shops in LA. How's all the distribution going?
So basically, at this exact moment right now, we're doing two different things. One is, of course, you can order online. So you can go onto www.skylerswimwear.com and place an order that way, whether that's the US or Mexico. We have stock in both countries. Or what I've also been doing, and I think that this is a great place to talk about this for people that are also quarantining inside of Punta Mita and are using this kind of as their space to disconnect from everything. I'm doing something which is kind of like a staycation experience. So we package up the entirety of the new collection. You just contact us and let us know either through DM or through email what pieces you'd like to try. And then we then can send that package to your home. You can try on everything, kind of like a private shopping experience, and really just get a fit and a feel for, what pieces work best for you. And then you can just tell us exactly what pieces worked, and then you send the rest back. So that's two ways to purchase Skyler Swimwear right now. If you're inside of Punta Mita or you're inside of Puerto Vallarta or kind of these neighboring areas, you can basically either order a private shopping experience, staycation we like to call it, or you can order online. But business is going really well, and for me, I'm so happy that there's so many girls that even during this time where things are kind of uncertain, they can at least buy a piece of clothing that they can wear. They can quarantine in the sun. They can at least feel good about themselves in this kind of uncertainty that's going on right now.
Yeah, fantastic. Tell me, Skylar, you finished high school. You've studied.
Yeah.
What are you working on? Have you done anything special in this quarantine to any further studies, or tell us a little bit about how you've made the most of this time?
Well, I think that this is the kind of the first time that the world has kind of had to stop and really take a breather. I think that, of course, everyone's going through it differently. You know, some people are in harder situations, some people have it a little bit easier, but I think that all of humanity is kind of experiencing the same emotions because it's for the first time, you know, we've had to stop. And I think it's interesting because for the fashion industry, especially, there's all these questions, you know, where people are asking, well, what are we supposed to do going forward? Because, you know, now there's going to be shows that are canceled or the timelines are different. But I think, you know, if you really take a step back, I think it's hard sometimes and we're going through the emotions of everything. But I think that it could be, honestly, the quarantine and this kind of pause really can be the greatest gift that the universe gave us in the sense of creativity and artistry and all of this. Because now with the fashion world kind of having to slow down a little bit, it means that each collection that, you know, these companies produce is going to have more thought going into it. You know, it's really going to focus more on the art. You know, instead of having to kind of crank out these shoots and fast fashion, it's going to be like, all right, well, we have this collection, let's really take our time with it and present it and let it just kind of run its course, you know, versus having to always catch up to the seasons. And I think that's exciting for artists because we really get to just come up with a concept and present it to everyone, and they get to really experience it without, you know, having to rush to the next thing.
Fantastic. I just see, I saw Cheryl popped on there. Tell us about Cheryl's inspiration in your life.
Well, my mother's a very inspiring. I think both of my parents are very inspiring. Yeah, they've been just great mentors for me, 100% through all of this. And I'm very grateful. You know, our household right now is very busy. Everyone's working every single day. You know, I wake up at, I would say 6 a.m. and so are my parents. We wake up early and I'm working till 11 o'clock at night, sending out orders, and they're also working. And so I think it's really nice to be, you know, I'm here with my family. I've come back obviously from traveling and doing pop-ups in school and everything to kind of be here during this time, but I don't think I've ever been busier. It's like there's no distractions whatsoever. I'm in a beautiful place. I get to just really focus in and use this time, because I think, like I said, if we really know how to use this time to the way that we can and just blossom where we're planted, it can be a really, really, really positive experience. But it's all about staying inspired and understanding that, you know, as humans, we've gone through these you know, things before in the sense of plague, and this is something that's happened through history. So we just have to see how we can. Life hasn't stopped, you know. Yeah, and also too.
Fantastic. Yeah, life hasn't stopped. I think that's the secret between all this. And I think, you know, remaining connected with everybody, our viewers, our clients, our fans, our employees is huge.
I think it's amazing what you guys have done too, staying so connected to the community. It's like I've been watching these lives every Friday, which are not only super informative, but, you know, it's like we miss human connection. No one's seeing each other, so we kind of like get to socialize with people, and I love these topics, you know, that you guys are bringing up. So it's great to stay connected, and I think, I don't know how you guys feel, but I feel like I've never been more connected to everyone on a global scale. And thank God we have these incredible tools where we can really, you know, stay connected through the internet, which is amazing.
No, it's true. And I think, Skyler, just getting off the topic of swimwear and back maybe onto life a little bit, I think we've seen something that your parents probably saw years ago, that the ability and how easy it is to live in a paradise like Punta Mita and continue your business, be it here or be it in LA, like your mum and dad do, and like yourself, you do, but you have a base, a secure base and a healthy base like Punta Mita, which has connectivity, which has security, low density, and everything. This place is made in heaven, and it's made for people to be able to work. And I think we've discovered a lot of that. I live here and I've seen that with so many people that have been, you know, quarantined in here. They ain't going anywhere. They say, where can I buy a house? I'm still in my house in New York, and I'm going to live in Punta Mita.
Exactly. We're super blessed to kind of have that, that backdrop of a beautiful, healthy environment and all the kind of craziness that's going on. But yeah, I definitely agree with you completely. I think, you know, I remember before this was even happening, I would go to the beach club, and that was kind of my office whenever I was here. I would go to the beach club, hook up the internet, and just begin to start working. And what better place than the direct influences of anything like to do with swimwear for me was the beach club. So I would go and I would work, and I think, yeah, even though maybe these things right now we're all on hold, at least we can, for those of us that are here, we can just, yeah, work from home in a beautiful environment that it's almost good to regulate the stress a little bit too, because you know your office is your home, but you look outside and you see the ocean or the palm trees.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Totally, totally, Skyler. Anyway, great checking into you. I try and keep these check-ins down to my 20-minute limit. Be punctual when we start and punctual when we finish. Hope to see you again in real person soon and down at the surf club when it opens on the 1st of July.
Yes, well, let's definitely plan on it. And, you know, if anyone's curious about Skyler Swimmer, where to purchase, it's www.skylerswimmer.com. We can do this whole staycation experience. And, you know, we have the Vallarta Lifestyle magazine that's out right now, where they maybe are at the beach club, they can go in and read a little bit more about the collection. But thank you so much for your time, Carl. This has been a great check-in. We've had to do it over the internet, but how great that we can still connect in this way. I'm glad you're healthy.
Love it. Take care, Skyler. Give my love to everybody. Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.